I've been here as the park manager for approximately 10 years. I love the diversity of it. You know, you have the desert, and then you have the mesquite bosque, then you have the uplands, and then if you want, you can hike from here on the Romero Canyon Trail and get all the way up to Summer Haven where there's aspen, and it's like Colorado and a ski resort up there. So I just love the diversity. I love the spring when we have really good wildflowers. And we'll have poppies and lupin and all sorts of wildflowers. I also love the seasonal water flow. We have two washes, the Canyon del Oro wash and the Sutherland wash. And I love when those are running with water, and a lot of our trails cross those, and so you have to jump across boulders to get across. And so I love when the water is flowing here in the park.
It's different every day, every time you come, early morning or in the evening, as long as you aren't out after dark. It's just a great place. It's peaceful. I like that I can bring my dog on a leash, which is great.
We sold everything we had back in Ohio, and all we have is a truck and trailer, 2 horses, and 2 Jack Russell dogs. Russell. And a smile all the time. My name's Bob Grinnell, and me and my wife were traveling with our horses around the country, and we wanted to come out here to Arizona and spend the winter, and we wanted to stop out here at Catalina State Park. It's a beautiful park. We've been here before, and we just want to come do some trail riding and camping and hanging out.
So you're changing out your concert series. So who's our next concert? The park is about 5,500 acres, and the previous park manager, I don't think he counted them, but the estimate was about over 5,000 saguaros that are in the park. Behind me you see a really great example of an old saguaro. They say that saguaros tend to grow their arms around 50 to 75 years, and so you can see how big the arms are and how many there are, so you can guess how old this one is. What I love about this big saguaro is that it provides habitat for so many different species of animals. Some of the birds and wildlife that we get here, we have bobcats and javelinas and mule deer and white-tailed deer. We do have mountain lions. I definitely like the reptiles and the lizards, and so my favorite lizard is the zebra-tailed lizard. We have a lot of snakes. Some people don't like snakes, but we have a lot of snakes. We're really a birding destination. We were just designated in an important bird area through the Audubon Society. It's called the Catalina Sky Island Important Bird Area. We just got that designation with the Saguaro National Park and the Forest Service.
God, that looks really cool.
My name is Robin. We're out here doing a nature study. We came looking for birds. I mean, you can look at something in a book, but being immersed in it is just a different experience. You get to see how the birds move, or any of the other animals move, if they fly or if they hop on the ground. It's just completely different.
What's neat about this Romero Ruins Trail, Francisco Romero, who was a rancher basically in the 1850s roughly, came and ranching. That's what he wanted. He wanted to ranch. On this Romero Ruins Trail, you'll see ruins that are from the Hohokam, but then Francisco Romero built his homestead here. So in terms of representing Native Americans, we have in the visitor center some artifacts that are in a display that they can come and see and visit and read about and look. So there's some pottery, different artifacts from the Hohokam history. I'm amazed at how many people say, I've driven by your park every day and I've never gone in. It's a pretty interesting history, pretty complicated history, but basically back in the 70s, there was a group that wanted to develop it, and it was going to be a golf course with homes around that, and then a lot of different private citizens, coalitions were involved and said, no, we want to protect this. We want this to be open space. And so basically what happened, 1983, at that time Governor Bruce Babbitt signed it into a state park, as Catalina State Park in May of 1983. I love wilderness areas, and so I'm just so thankful for that group of people back in the 70s that had the foresight to set this aside. I think what drives me is I want to protect those wilderness values of the park, and so we want to offer lots of environmental education programs. We want to offer opportunities for solitude because we're so close to the city and people need that.